Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make your very own starter castle survival base, fit for all your survival needs. In Minecraft, you may have noticed this is not the largest castle that you have ever seen, and that's because it's a beginner castle. If you would like to see larger projects like this, where I take this sort of concept and make it a lot bigger with a lot more survival components, then please leave a like on the video and let me know if you would like to see bigger versions of something like this. That would be really helpful. And if you would like to see the inside of the castle base, please make it to the end of the video where I will show you absolutely everything that you could possibly want to see. But without any further ado, let's get started. So if you want to make your super awesome castle, then these are all of the materials that we are going to be using, plus the amounts of those as well. Please make sure that you have access to all of these. And enough of them too. The amount of space required to make the actual castle part of this is a 14 by 19 block area. If you would like to make the moat and stuff that surrounds a castle, then you're going to have to leave a little bit more room, but the actual building requires this much space. Please pause the video if you have to. Make sure that everything is in order, and once you have all of those things sorted out, the items, the space, the will to actually build this, then please pause the video if you have to. Once you're ready, we can begin. Okay, so step 1, castle tiers. We're going to come all the way to the very front right hand corner of the grid. If you've not made this grid, it's really not a big deal. Just make sure you've got enough room to build. Well, from the front right hand corner of the grid, I want you to place a cobblestone wall. Behind the cobblestone wall, we're going to place an oak plank. And on top of that, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go left 1, up 1, left by 3, down 1, left 1, and then down to the ground, like this. Once you have done that, we are going to take the oak plank that you placed on the ground, and we're going to extend it backwards by 2. 1, 2. Place a row of 5 stone bricks going left of the oak plank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are then going to extend this 5th block upwards by 2, 1, 2, and then extend it to the right and connect it down back to where we first started. I want you to cut the area in half in the middle, and that will do for now. Going left of the wall that we have created, I want you to place a singular stone brick. Extend it towards you, left 2, back 2, right 2, like this. Kind of looks like a key. Now that you have done that, we are going to extend all of these stone bricks upwards by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are extending every single one of them. So, this is the corner of the castle. It is a tower. This castle only has 3 towers. It should have 4, but a house is occupying the space where the 4th one would be. I'm sure that you guys know how these things are supposed to look. If you've ever watched any movies or cartoons and stuff, then for some reason around the top of the towers, you'll have something a little like this. Place upside down stone brick stairs all the way around the top of the tower. Going all the way around, making sure to carefully connect them in the corners, which will give you a nice effect. And now, starting from any one of the 4 corners, place stone bricks on top of the corners. And in between the 4 sets of stone bricks, I want you to place a stone brick in the middle of each one of the sides. I actually jumped the gun a little bit on that back one, but hey, I'm only human. And you can then fill in the middle of the top of the tower with anything. I'd recommend a contrast material such as oak. And that will give you the tower-like appearance. I don't know why, it just, it has to be this way. If there's a castle, it needs that. On this particular tower of the castle, we are going to place a cobblestone wall in the middle. Additionally, place about 3 oak fence on top. 1, 2, 3. Is that high enough? I think so. Place a stone slab on the top of that, and later on we will fly our house's colours atop the banner so everybody knows who lives here. Next, we're going to come towards the back of the tower. I want you to specifically take the middle part of the tower at the back, this block right here, and extend 11 stone bricks coming out of the back of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Extend upwards by 2. 1, 2. Extend all the way to the right. And connect down like this. I want you to place a stone brick inside every other empty space starting from any one of the ends. The end result should look like this. Next, we're going to make another tower, which means we extend the wall backwards by an additional block, extend that block up and down, and then extend those blocks back by 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, join them together. Now, we're going to extend every single one of these stone bricks upwards once again by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. Unless you want to create some asymmetricality, which probably isn't a word, in your builds, then you're going to want to have this tower be as high as the front tower, although it's really not necessary. You can vary it if you like. We're also going to place upside down stone brick stairs around the top of this tower as well. Surprise, surprise. It must be this way. I don't know why. Towers look a little bit strange if they don't have like the every other blocks. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. And then we're going to place stone bricks on every other block coming around the top of the tower, like this. Exact match to the front. We're also going to place oak planks in the center of the tower, and by the way, if you wanted to, you could actually knock out the top of the tower, if you so chose, and you could place oak planks in here, but this is a very minor effect, and it's one that you probably won't see, as the towers aren't really supposed to be climbable. Let's work on the back wall of the build now. So I want you to take the middle inside bottom block on the back wall of the build, and I want you to place 7 stone bricks coming across from this block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Extend up by 2. 1, 2. All the way to the right, and then down. Place a stone brick in every other block inside the wall, such as this, and now we can make another tower, the third and final tower. We're going to extend the wall across by 1 row. Extend the extra block left and right, and then towards us each by 2. Join it in the middle, and then make this tower exactly like the others, which means placing 5 stone bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on top of all of the base, and then we can just extend all of these blocks upwards. And then, once of course we have extended them upwards, we will, once we get there, I want to explain it as I'm doing it, we want to place upside down stone brick stairs going all the way around the top of the tower just like this. And then from here, we will of course place the multi-stone brick pattern going around the top of the tower as well. And on this particular occasion, I think I'm going to knock out the top of the tower and place some oak planks in here. Although, again, you're probably never going to... It doesn't make too much of a difference. Like, it really doesn't. Now, on this side of the build, we are going to, once again, we're going to want to take the bottom middle part of the tower. This is the front-facing part right here. And we are going to place, starting from this part of the tower specifically, 9 stone bricks coming forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just like that. And we're going to extend upwards by 2. 1, 2. And then all the way right like this. And then join down. Place a stone brick in every single other empty space to give you this effect. Now we can work on the house a little bit. So the house, the oak plank part, we're going to place 5 rows coming backwards from this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to extend across and connect to the opposite part of the house like this. So you can see how this pieces together quite naturally. We're going to raise up all of the oak planks of the house on beginning the sides, the left and right side, raise them all up until they are equal height to the oak planks that you have on the front. Like this, right? And then we're going to extend the oak planks at the back as well, just like this. And I want you to create a similar pattern to what you did on the front. So the way that you would do that is raise up the 4 middle oak blocks like this. So when it comes to this house, there are a few different details, and they're all pretty cool. So we're going to place a row of stone slabs on the sides of the top of the house. So this is on the left side and the right side, like this. We're going to extend those stone slabs forwards a row on the front, and then inwards, and then up, and then in, and then up, and then in. Extend the 2 blocks up, just like that. And you want to do the same sort of thing on the back, right? So on the back, you're going to want to do the exact same pattern. And then we can actually build the roof, which is really cool. We've went for a sort of medieval sort of style for the roof, you'll see. So we want to have that, right? Well, next, we want to use hay bales. And we want to place hay bales so they are specifically facing sideways, which is the tricky part, right? Like this, right? In between the pairs of stone slabs, like this. Okay? And we might actually have to... Actually, we're not going to have to do anything. So you want to extend the hay bales forwards and backwards, starting off with this first pair of stone slabs. And I'm just going to place some hay bales inside here so that we can place them sideways, because I think it looks a little bit better. And then coming across the top, we want all of these 4 rows also to be hay bales. So it's going to look like this. They all want to be sideways, like this. Coming across the top, it wants to poke out above the stone slabs like this, and we're just going to have them face this way in particular. Like you'll have to place something to then place the hay bales like that. And now that you've done that, we can tackle the front of the house a little bit more, since that's the roof done. I want you to place 2 glass panes underneath the top part of the house, like this. Place oak planks coming underneath the glass portion, like this, going from left to right, just below. The door to the house is going to be positioned right here. So we're going to leave these 2 blocks alone and place a dividing row of oak planks, like this. Place oak planks coming across the bottom. Place a glass inside this left empty space and an oak plank in the right, like that. We're going to place oak trapdoors left and right of the glass, like this. And then we're also going to place a cobblestone wall to the left part of the entrance. Oak fence on top of this, just like that. And then, for the rest of the front of the house, we kind of need different materials, but I want to use the ones that we have at the moment. So, we'll leave that just like this. However, just as a little note, on the back of the house, the back entrance is supposed to be like any one of these 2 blocks. So, either like this one or the one to the right. Like it doesn't really matter too much which one you pick. We want to be able to place a door coming out the back here. Okay, well, the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to make a little bit of the inside of the, what would you call it, the castle walls, the keep. And we're going to begin from this block on the side of the house specifically, this one right here, on the back corner of the house. I want you to place 4 stone bricks going right of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend that 4th block down and backwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to extend it left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like this. And then backwards by a further 2. 1, 2. Just like that. Now, once you've got that complete, I want you to extend all of those stone bricks down to the ground. These are going to create some solid walls. And as you'll see later on, these solid walls are somewhat important, as we are going to have a little bit of a living space inside the walls, especially coming backwards. And by the way, here's another important detail. We want to be able to enter the walls somewhere towards the front, so do leave a double wide space. The top of the walls want to be filled in using oak planks. So simply, in line with the top layer of stone bricks, place a load of oak planks just like this, connecting together all of this stuff. The only difference being, when you have achieved this, once you've placed all of those oak planks, we also want to be able to climb up onto the walls. And the way that we're going to do that, I'm quickly just going to grab the oak stairs. We're going to have right where these stone bricks connect down to the ground, a set of oak stairs which just lead up here and connect us to the second story of the house, like that, right? And now that we've done that, I also want to create that kind of like castle vibe along the top of the wall, and it's really quite easy to do. I'll show you what I mean. So like on the front of the house, you'll notice that all the way around the walls you have empty spaces and then you've got stone bricks. On top of these stone brick parts, you are going to want to extend up those stone bricks and then place oak fence in between, just like that. And you want to do this everywhere along the walls, so anywhere that you have the continuation of stone bricks from the ground coming up, you want to place stone bricks extending up an additional row, and then oak fence in between them. And it just looks really good like this. There's just something about this look that looks really good. And again, you can't, for some reason, you can't have a castle without this sort of vibe. I don't know, that's how I feel. Now, as we swing around this opposite side, we want to once again do the exact same thing. And we are coming closer and closer to completing our castle. We're actually doing really well. So, now that you have taken care of all of the walls, I think that we can comfortably add a few additional details. So, I'm going to get rid of all these materials, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to need them later. And I'm going to grab string, red carpet, yellow carpet, spruce leaves, red concrete, but that can easily be red wool. I'm going to use oak doors, cobblestone wall, iron shovel, any kind of shovel will do, and oak wood. Okay, so on the front of the house, as I mentioned, the door is going to go here, right? And additionally, there is also going to be a door on the back door and also here. So those two positions as well, just to show you where the entrances are. Above the door, I am going to place carpet, which means I'm going to place a string in between these two oak fences. And I'm going to place red carpet on top of the oak fence with a yellow on top of the string. I'm going to place spruce leaves going left of the entrance. It will wrap around the front left corner of the house and it will connect to the wall, such as this. Here's where the wall becomes important. The wall wants to have a colourful set of carpet going along just above where the holes and stuff are. So you want to place a layer of string in front of the middle of the wall like this, that is going to allow us to place alternating yellow and red carpet along the side of the wall like this, and it just gives the castle a bit of needed colour. And we're going to use this effect all the way around the castle. Now, it is, I will admit to you, it is a pain doing this, but I don't think there's a particularly better way, unless you use, say, like barrier blocks or something, to have this. And this is the exact right positioning. It's very easy to place additional string as well. You're going to want to take your time with it, but I just want to show you what we have to do, basically. So, there as well. You don't have to have it all the way around the side of your castle, although I would highly recommend it, because again, the only problem with castles is that sometimes they can become a bit monotonous, meaning that it's a little bit boring, you know, same old, but if you add a little bit of colour and spice and everything nice, as the Spice Girls intro goes, then Spice Girls, Powerpuff Girls intros goes, I don't think the Spice Girls had a song like that, then you're going to be able to make your castle stand out. And by all means, use different colours as well, by the way. I should have mentioned that. Any colours that you want to use, any two colours, pick them, use them, your favourites. The red and yellow kind of goes with the roof, and I always like red. Red's my favourite colour. So I like to use things that contrast and things that go well very nicely, like that. If you like, you can even run spruce leaves around the underparts of the colourful part of the colourful part of the castle. So, for instance, you can place some like spruce leaves underneath these parts of the castle if you like, just underneath the wall. You might find that adds something. You might find that it takes away, because it takes away a little bit the shape. It makes it a little bit squarer. Hence why I don't want to do it on all sides of the castle. What you can also do, and this is tricky because I've kind of got a load of, concrete everywhere, but you might want to create a little bit of a path leading out the front of your castle like this. Something like that. Let me get rid of all the concrete so that you can see a little bit better. There we go, that's much better. So, you might want to add perhaps a little bit of a path coming out in front of your castle house. However, something that you might also want to do, and this is completely up to you, is perhaps add a little bit of a moat. Castles have moats, or at least mine do. So, the way that you would create a moat is quite simple. You would basically add kind of like a random shape going around the side of your castle like this, and you would dig out a trench, as you can see me doing here, and the whole point of a moat is to make your castle more defensible. So if you care about that sort of thing, then you might want to make something like this. Your moat will probably look quite strange if you don't make the shape random. That's kind of like an important part. Like, the shape has to look natural and a little bit random and perhaps, not so man-made. Something like this, just make it a bit wavy. And then, of course, you would add your water to the moat, which would give you a bit more of defensibility. And it also looks cool, and it kind of adds another colour palette to your castle, which is, as I mentioned earlier, kind of cool. So we're just going to fill this part of the moat in with water, just to give you a bit of a vibe for what sort of difference this would make, of course. And you can decide whether you want to add one all the way around, or, however you would kind of like to have it. But I think that it kind of like adds a cool thing to your castle. And if you were using it for defense purposes, then obviously you would want it to go all the way around the side. But that's your choice. When it comes towards the inside of the castle as well, you've not got a massive area. So what I'm going to do personally is I'm going to add a couple of rows of grass path leading from the house up towards where you would climb up onto the walls of the castle. This little area here I'm going to use as a bit of a farming area, so I'm going to need hoe, seeds and oak fence. And let me see, so I'm just going to farm out this patch here. So like I want to leave a layer of grass all the way around the outside of the little farming patch. And then you could quite easily add a couple of oak fence around it just like that, just to kind of like keep the area sectioned off a bit. I would also highly recommend adding a tree to your castle. I don't know why. So to make the tree, you're going to want to use any sort of leaves that you like. That I can't put down, they're stuck to my hand. We're going to need any sort of wood that you would like, and additionally I'm going to use oak trapdoors. So, I'm going to lay out 9, is it 9? I think so. 9 or 7, however it works out, oak trapdoors on the ground, just on this middle sticky out part of the castle, right? And I'm going to place oak wood coming up from those. I'm going to place spruce leaves all the way around the top of that third oak wood like this. And then I'm just going to add like a plus shape on top of that. And then maybe extend the middle up part like that. I don't know why, for some reason I just figured that a little tree in the middle of the castle kind of looks cool. I don't know what you guys think, but I certainly like it. And ladies and gentlemen, that is actually almost the castle complete. The only thing that we're missing is the flag. So the flag is very simple, and there's only one of them. It's the front left corner tower. To make the flag, all we do is place a colourful block to the left of the top oak fence, and then diagonally down to the left from the original. And that will give you a pretty simple flag. Oh, and actually, just before we go to the original, this is a choice that you will have to make, because I'm not sure which I prefer. When it comes to the towers of the castle, on the original version, I decided to knock out the middle blocks on the outer parts of the tower. Now, I don't know what you guys think, and I don't know what I think either, so I don't know if you like that effect versus just the solid tower, but just to give you that option, just to give you that idea, I mean, I think I like it, because it kind of adds a little bit more detail to the towers without having to really do anything, but that's kind of going to be your choice. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have actually completed every single aspect of our starter castle survival base, and the only thing that I have left to show you really is the inside of the base, just to give you a bit of a concept of what you might want to do with it and what it would look like. So, whoosh, we're back at the original. So, when it comes to the original version of the castle and the castle that you've just made, there is only one entrance. So, coming towards the front of the house like this, we're going to open this door, and this is where you will find the first room. Inside this room, we have a bit of a smelting area. We have enough room for a few chests, and we even have a somewhat hidden away ender chest. This room could actually be much better utilized. You could add a load more chests and stuff and really use it as a better storage area, but I've just made it look good. And when it comes towards the rest of the castle, I'm going to open this door, and as you can see, we've got the same tree, we've got the same farm, we've got the same layout. And if we enter this door here, this is where we start getting a bit more room. So as we walk along the castle walls, inside the castle walls, we have enough room for chests and anvils. We have enough room for a small upgrading area. We have enough room for a crafting table, many more chests. We have a double bed. We have another armor stand. We have a brewing area. Again, more chests. And as we do come towards the end, we do also have a very cheeky, hidden away ender chest as well. So, I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial as much as I have. I really enjoyed designing and making the castle, and I hope it shows, because this was really fun build to put together. I don't know whether you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, but I hope you did. Please, if you have enjoyed this build, like the video. That would really help me out, and let me know whether you want to see larger castle designs, if you would like to see much larger castle survival bases. I'm sure that I could make another one of these that's very similar, however just bigger and has more survival components. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stick around and figure out what I'm going to be making next. Help me decide and stay around and make sure that I actually make some cool stuff on the channel. Click the little bell just to make sure that you will actually get notified when I put out videos. And if you would like to see more survival related bases, check out the card system and the description below. That's very important. I'm going to fly to the top of this tower now, and I'm going to jump off the top of the flag, and I'm going to try and hit the moat. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate all of you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. I hit the moat. Well done, me.